Okay, so I've just gone and played the Xenonauts 2 demo. Now, I've already played the Xenonauts 2 demo before, but recently they've come out with a update. So I thought I'd go and give it another go. If anyone is seeing this before, they'll notice I love the first Xenonauts game. I easily think it's one of probably the best games of that flavor, really, that's actually been made. Like, I can't praise it higher. So I was very, 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 very excited to actually go and play Xenonauts 2. So I was extremely disappointed. Okay, I won't lie. I know it's still in progress and they're still developing it, but so much of what made the first game great is just missing in the gameplay that I played. It's just gone. I just don't understand why. Anyway, so with this update, I was hoping that that would be rectified. Now, I won't actually go and do a playthrough of this. Like, I strongly encourage everyone else to actually go and give it a go themselves and make up their own opinion. But what I will say is I saw no real improvement. Okay, like, almost all the problems it had in the first place, like the fact that it now looks like an arcade phone game, the fact that they've removed things like really, it honestly feels like whatever direction you guys are facing now doesn't even matter. So that, like, that's pointless now. Time units has been changed around a little bit, so it's okay. You know, it's all right, I guess. It's just streamlined. I think that's half the problem. It's all just been streamlined. I found myself able to effectively. There's no point in cover anymore. It just the need for cover just seems unnecessary. In the first game, if you went out of your way and didn't actually go into cover, your guys are going to die. In this, it's like, I don't even know. There's just no point. Anyway, so I was wondering if maybe I was judging this a little bit too hard. Okay, so I went online. I'm not going to actually name where I found this report. You know, every reviewer, they can do their own thing. But what I will say is some of the main news reports I'm actually seeing about this, okay, and really predominant and prevalent, I should say, game review sites, I just feel like they're talking crap. Okay, did they even play the first Xenonauts? Like, honestly. So I've just reading a little excerpt here. We've got what is it? Kickstarter is always a risk, but so is XCOM. Even a 99% shot has a chance to miss, but you go for it anyway. And I'd say that Xenonauts 2 is in with a pretty dang good chance of being a solid squad tactics game. Now, I had to cut it off there. Straight away, I just, how can that be based? Well, what is that based on? So I read on, okay, and now they're saying stuff like, where was the other one? It was, they've added a 3D rotating camera. Okay. Then they claim here. Now, I'm not even sure if they played it, okay, honestly, but they claim that they did. After a quick playthrough of the demo, I can confirm that this is definitely headed in the right direction. The design of the aliens has been tuned up, giving the basic grunt enemies you encounter an almost but not quite sectoid look to them. Despite their classically goofy appearance, they're still an immense threat with a single plasma shot capable of killing a rookie outright. Okay, did they even play this demo? Like I said before, I wasn't even using cover half the time because it just felt like pointless. Because here you have your basic rookies, and they're tanking like 60 damage a turn easily, and they don't go down. As far as I can tell, there's no bleed effect, so there's like no point. You can now swap between your main weapon and a med pack and back, and heal yourself, by the way, and it doesn't cost time units. The actual act of healing yourself costs time units, but it's so small now that I managed to actually, with the sniper, swap to the med pack, which does cost time, heal the sniper, swap back to the rifle, and then still get an aimed shot off. Like, are you kidding? Like, why even have time units in the game at this point? Like, that's something that was to begin with. It was that there was the pressure of every decision. Actually, every turn you had to really think about what the person was going to do. But this is like everyone can just do it. Woo! And this, the design of the aliens has been tuned up, giving them the basic grunt enemies and almost not quite sectoid look. Now, I don't remember what their name was in the first Xenonauts game. I have to rack my brain here for a second to try and... I think it was Cassian, something like that. These basic grunt enemies, as this person's saying here, that's been in both demos so far, they're literally just a Cassian, but with different legs. It's literally that. That was like an endgame enemy in Xenonauts 1, is now just... it's now just this. They're just these enemies that are just here, and people... Like, everyone's assuming that they're just the grunts. I'm sorry, but did you even play the first game? How can you claim to be reviewing this properly if you've clearly not played the first one? Okay, and if you have, then do you have an editor breathing down your neck to give this thing a good review? Because, I'm sorry, but call it what it is. This is a piece of shit in comparison to the first one, bluntly. It just really is. Okay, where are we? Okay, yeah, so then it was getting back to the fact that all the rookies seem to be able to just take hits. They can get opened up in no cover and can just get shredded by the aliens' guns, and they're fine. Like this, that was the defining factor between XCOM and Xenonauts for me, was in Xenonauts, if you didn't actually maneuver properly, your guys are dead. Okay, this is just, it doesn't even matter. It's a phone game. The graphics look like a phone game, and I understand it's in development, okay, so I'll give that one a miss, but yeah, I just don't understand what these reviewers are going on about. Okay, here, Xenonauts 2 is a refreshed take on the original game's concept, retreading the same rough story with a few new twists. The Cold War setting returns, okay, so your initial encounter with the aliens will see you mostly equipped with 1960s to 80s standard infantry gear and armor, poorly suited to dealing with the extraterrestrial invasion. Okay, sure. Yeah, okay, look, honestly, whatever. Okay, whatever. From what we've got so far from Xenonauts 2, a lot of this can't really be known. So unless this person has actually got access to more of the game than anyone else, I don't really know where they're getting that type of information from. I know that they've been talking about the strategic layer is meant to be more interesting than the first, but again, I don't know. So far, I'm unimpressed, and I'm very sad about that. The guns, the models themselves. I will say the portraits, actually, this is a really good note, the portraits in the game are done very well. However, they don't look like they're from the time setting. Okay, that's one thing. They look very much like action stars, or like, you know, people from, you know, as you draw them in the military from today, 2018, but they don't actually really fit the time setting. And that's another thing from the first one, you know. They look like they're from the 80s, you know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, as it stands, if this is the second game, like, honestly, the modding teams that went and made the Xenonauts Community Edition have actually progressed the series as a whole into a better direction, in my honest opinion. And I'm sure I'm not alone in that thought. Look, I want Xenonauts to succeed, okay? This is not saying this coming from a perspective where I just want it to crash and burn. I want this to succeed, but so far, this is not succeeding. They need to go back to their roots, go back to what made it good, actually what made it good, you know? Obviously, whoever they've been talking to, it's not working, okay? Go and actually go back a step back, and and pivot your direction, because so far with these last two updates in the preview of Xenonauts 2, it just, yeah, sadly got to say that I wouldn't be buying this. Yeah, I hope to see some improvements in the future.